end a speech. Oh, to end a speech, or somebody is giving a meeting, or he's reading out something in the program. So when he is concluding his speech, he has to conclude by. By means he has to bring to an end. He has to end a speech, or he ended the speech stressing on Buddha's teaching of the importance of charity. So the correct answer here will be concluded by stressing. Concluded with will always be with some program, event, any other activities like singing, dancing, performances. From there we will use concluded with. Is this clear? Let's move to question number 3. Shivaji Maharaj fought dash every kind of aggression. Against. Anyone else with a different answer? Now, why you said against? Explain me why you said against. What is the meaning of against? Hurry up, quick. Khilaf. Yes, very good. Shivaji Maharaj fought against every kind of aggression. Fought against means, what do you mean by fought against?
That somebody is
You have to know the meaning of all these.
so that somebody is in opposition to us.
Yes, struggled, battled. Yes or no? He struggled with the enemies. He fought back the enemies. That's what it means by fought against. Fought means उनके खिलाफ लड़ाई करना. Against means किसी चीज के खिलाफ जाना. So Shivaji Maharaj fought against every kind of aggression. Aggression here means every kind of attacks from the enemies or hostility. Is it clear and understood? Next, number 4. Don't depend dash others. You must stand on your own feet. On.
Sir, upon.
Yes, 2 answers. Very good. Now, why you think it is on? It should be on, and why do you think it should be upon? I have received 2 answers, on and upon. Which one we will use?
Sir, upon.
On. That's what I'm asking. What do you mean by on when we say depend on? And what do you mean by something when we say depend upon? What is the difference? Anybody? Is there any difference between on and upon?
Sir, upon is giving more stress on the sentence.
Why? Tell me how. Yes, hurry up.
Sir, because
What is
upon
the
is
difference between?
sir because upon is
Yes. One student said depend upon, one student said depend upon. The correct answer will be depend upon. Why not depend on? If you understand, both depend upon and depend on means the same thing, but there is a slight difference in the usage. What is that difference in the usage? When we say depend upon, depend upon somebody. Depend upon means we rely on somebody. Rely means bharosa karna, okay, or anybody whom we are able to trust. That is called depend upon. Now, depend on is basically, when we are depending on a particular, uh, when we are depending on something or somebody else for a particular purpose, for a particular purpose, do not depend on him for your studies. Do not depend on him for your career. Which means when I'm using on here, what I'm trying to do is I'm saying that you as a person should not depend on somebody else for that particular reason. What particular reason? What particular purpose? For your career, for your studies, for your job. But here, nothing is mentioned of that sort. In this sentence, in this question, nobody is actually particularly depending on somebody for a particular cause or reason. So we can use upon others. Upon means just to rely on somebody or something. Is this much clear?
Yes, sir.
And also, for example, if I say I don't want to depend, I don't want to depend too much on my parents for my personal expenses. I do not want to depend too much on my parents for my personal expenses or expenditures. Here, the person is, I am saying that I, as a person, do not want to depend on my parents for a particular cause. And what is that cause? The cause is to meet my personal expenses. Is this clear? Next, number five. Our life promises a much cash pleasure and we must learn to enjoy it. Yes, a life promises a lot of pleasure. That is correct. There is only one correct answer for this, and that was absolutely easy. Number six, there's something wonderful, Bashful, about yesterday I got an answer. Somebody saying there is something wonderful inside you. So I I asked the student, how can you say that something is very wonderful inside somebody? Have you seen the organs? You have opened his body, you have done surgical surgery क्या होता है?
To point out something, someone. सर उसके बारे में.
उसके बारे में, on a particular subject concerning that person is called about. About means when you're talking about a particular person or we are very much concerned about that particular person. Regarding him, concerning him, that's why we are using about, uske bare mein, as Shrishti said. There is something wonderful about him. About means concerning him, regarding him. So about is the correct answer. Number 7. When will you hand dash your assignment?
And it.
Yes.
Sir, hand in.
What do you mean by hand in? What do you mean by hand in?
Submit.
Are you sure hand in means submit?
To give.
Yes, very good. Hand in means to give or to submit here. Okay? Hand in. Hand in means not हाथ देना. Hand in means to submit. You know, generally we submit by our hand only, so our assignment. So whenever we submit our assignment, you know, we always use this word that I have handed in my assignment. The teacher can also ask, when will you hand in your assignment? Hand in means when will you submit your assignment? Is it clear? Let's move to the next one. Dash you leave now, you will be late. Unless. Yes, unless. This is a very clear and obvious answer. Number 9. Dash she is clever. She often makes mistakes.
Although.
Since. Why you said since, Srijan? If you are saying since, give me an explanation. What is the meaning of since here? If I will use since, what will the sentence become into? Since she is clever, she often makes mistakes. You mean to say that people who are clever, because they are clever, they make mistakes sometimes. Yes, Srijan, that's what it means? Yes, sir. So do you think that is correct? No, sir. No, very good. So what we will use although. Although she is clever, she often makes mistakes. Although means what? What is the meaning of although? हालांकि. Yes, very good. हालांकि. हालांकि वो clever है, but फिर भी वो कभी कभी गलतियां करती है. Okay, so हालांकि is the correct answer. Number 10. How did these things come dash?
Into.
How did these things come into? Into is an action. When somebody is, when something is going or falling or getting inside somebody or something and is in motion, then we use into. Into, upon, these are all motions. Yes. What would be about?
Sir, down. Sir, down.
Come down. What do you mean by come down? Tell me.
नीचे आया.
What do you mean by नीचे आया? How did these things come down? What does it make? Does this sentence making any sense? क्या चीज नीचे आया? कुछ क्लियरिफाई हो ही नहीं रहा सेंटेंस में कि नीचे क्या चीज आया. If you use how did these things come down, what things come down, it's not very clear. किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? Is it the building which has come down? Is it the person? Or is it some other thing which has fallen down? Come down means तो गिर जाना होता है ना? कोई चीज ऊपर से नीचे. So how did these things come down will not be the correct answer. How did these things come about will be the correct answer. Now, what is the meaning of come about? Come about means ये चीज कैसे हुआ? How did this thing happen? When did this take place? Come about means when did it happen? Come about means happen or when it took place. So we will go for, if we will use about, this sentence will make complete meaning because the question is asking ये सब कैसे हुआ? Are you understanding? ये सब कैसे हुआ? How did these things come about? How did this thing happen? So that is the sentence. Understood? Yes. Hello. Yes. Now do the next one. Next 10, please. The next 10s are a bit more difficult. The difficulty level will increase. Do the next 10. Let's see if you can do it.
Sir, I have a doubt in last question. Then,
Yes.
sir, I wanted to ask that in the sentence there is given how did these things? Things means non-living things, so it is mentioned.
No, no. Ramdayal, whenever we talk with each other in speech, okay, ये सब चीज कैसे सामने आया, इससे नो कोई भी चीज हो, वो कोई भी मैटर क्यों ना हो, ये सब कैसे हुआ? जैसे कि मान लीजिए कोई कुछ कर ही दिया है घर पे, या बाहर पे कुछ हुआ, या कोई लड़ाई झगड़ा ही हो गया, या कुछ गलती ही हो गया. सो व्हाट विल बी आवर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन? ये सब कैसे हुआ? So ये सब कैसे हुआ? In English we say like that. How did these things come up? ये सब sorry come about. How did these things come about? ये सब चीजें कैसे हुई? इनका कारण क्या था? Is it cheese means things means it can be anything. But when we are saying come down, how did these things come down? Come down का एक अलग meaning होता है, which means something is falling down from some place, and it is falling down. It was at a height, now it is coming down. So what it's coming down, that is not clear. But कोई भी चीज हो सकता है ना, हम लोग पूछ सकते हैं ये सब चीजें कैसी हुई? Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Ramdayal?
Yes, sir.
Yes. See, prepositions are not very easy. You think it's very easy. You have to crack your brain so much. I used to do prepositions like this. I used to ask the students and tell them, explain why you chose that answer. So you always have to be ready with an explanation. So what is the meaning? It's better if you read in your book, there is a chapter called Words Followed by Prepositions. That chapter will help you a lot. And word followed by preposition is what we deal with. Those two words which are clubbed together, no, come about, jumped into, उन सब का मतलब क्या होता है? That you have to know. If you will know the meaning of those things, prepositions will be very easy for you. Have you have more 3 minutes to do till number 20?
Sir, what is the answer of 10 number?
About. Finish till number 20. Can we discuss further? Yes. There are 40 students in the class, and none of them are speaking.
Sir, wait 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
So that means upon will be used when something is in motion. When something is moving and then only we can use upon.
Yes, who was saying that?
Sir, me, Shreya.
Yes. Upon is generally used when something is in motion. As I have written the example, the cat jumped upon the table. So the cat has to be in motion. How the cat will be in motion? He has to jump up and then he will land on the surface of the table. So we will say jump upon the table. Very simple. Finished till number 20. Yes, sir. Let's discuss. Number 11. He knows French and German dash Russian.
Beside.
Beside. Beside? Aside.
No, sir, beside.
Aside.
What is the meaning of besides?
Beside means
Except.
something the other one.
In addition to, very good. He knows French and German besides Russian. इसका मतलब है वो फ्रेंच और जर्मन तो जानते ही है नहीं वो रशियन जानते ही साथ ही साथ फ्रेंच और जर्मन भी जानता है so besides means in addition to. Next one, the prime minister of England called Dash the president of America.
Called
On.
Called on, what is the meaning of called on?
Sir to visit. Sir,
See, a very clear meaning called on means he called the president of America over a phone call. Yes or no? Called on. Called out का मतलब क्या होता है सृष्टि? Called out means calling out for help. Called out means calling somebody for help. So here in the sentence it is not clear whether the Prime Minister of England is calling the President of America for help. Help कहीं पे नहीं दिख रहा है. What we are just understanding here is the President of America has called on the Prime Minister of England has called on the President of America. इसका मतलब है कि Prime Minister of England ने phone call किया किसे? President of America को. Called on means to make a phone call. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Next one. He drove from Maharashtra dash Karnataka without stopping to rest. Two. Are you sure it will be two?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody said two words. Why you said two words?
Sir, because he is going from Maharashtra to Karnataka, so towards.
Okay. And when do we use two then?
Sir, when starting place and the finishing place is given.
Yes, very good, Ankush. See, he drove from Maharashtra to Karnataka will be the correct answer. As Ankush said, why we use two? Because the person is also specifying the place of his destination. प्लेस ऑफ हिज डेस्टिनेशन मतलब वो कहाँ से शुरू कर रहा है और कहाँ जाना चाहता है एक्चुअली में वो कहाँ पे उनका डेस्टिनेशन खत्म होगा वो भी उनको पता है देन वी यूज टू बट व्हेन वी डू नॉट नो द पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन कहाँ जाना है Then we use towards. Is it clear, Ankush? Very good. So when the starting point and the end point, that is the final destination or the result, is known to us, then we use to. So he drove from Maharashtra to Karnataka. Very good. Number 14. I have brought you some books dash you to examine. For.
So for
Okay, for you to examine. This is very simple. Number 15. We have talked a lot. Now let us dash to work.
Sir, get down.
Sit up.
get down.
Get down.
So for get down.
What do you mean by get down?
Sir, sir, to sit and do the work.
Sir, may I?
Sit and do the work.
Sir,
Yes.
to begin to do something or to give serious attention to something, we use get down.
What get? So what is the meaning of sit up? What is the meaning of sit up?
Sir, ऊपर बैठो.
ऊपर बैठो. Okay, जागते रहो. That is sit up. What is the meaning of take off?
Sir, to remove. Sir, we say na take off your shirt. Sir, to that means to remove your shirt. So that means take off. Remove.
Yes. Very good. What is the meaning of set off?
To start.
To start. Start.
Start. Start or begin something. Very good. So whatever is left with us is we have talked a lot. Now let us get down to work. Get down to work means get back to work, to whatever we were doing earlier. Yes, get down means now let us get back to work or get back to that work which we were doing earlier. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Number 16. Today's students should be reconciled dash the way things are changing.
For.
For the way. No, absolutely wrong.
Sir,
with.
Why with? What is the meaning of with? Can reconcile with means
Sir, that sentence means if we use with, the sentence means that student should be informed about the things which is sir update changing. Sir, the student should be kept updated. So that's why with.
yes. Today's student should be reconciled with means they should try to adjust themselves to what? To the way the things are changing around them in the world. So students should also be reconciled. Reconcile means अपने आप को समझाना, अपने आप को बांध लेना, जिस तरीके से बदलाव हो रही है. So reconciled with is the correct answer. What the students have to reconcile with the changing times, with the way that things are changing. So with is the correct answer. Now let's do the last three. Did the boys turn dash for football practice?
Up.
What do you mean by turn up?
Sir, did the boys come to the practice?
Yes, come to the practice or showed up. Okay, showed up. Next, the fireman managed to put dash the fire. Yes.
Shut down. Sir, off.
No, Srijan said put off. What is the meaning of put off, Srijan?
The clear it.
Clear it. In the sentence, what is being cleared?
Fire.
नो फायर क्लियर तो नहीं किया जाता, एक्सटिंग्विश किया जाता है जहां तक मुझे पता है. फायर को क्लियर नहीं किया जाता. फायर गंदगी नहीं होती है. वी हैव टू एक्सटिंग्विश द फायर एंड इफ वी हैव टू एक्सटिंग्विश बुझाना होता है तो क्या वर्ड यूज करते हैं? पुट
Down.
पुट डाउन. नो, अगेन रॉन्ग.
Sir,
Put
down.
out the fire. Put out the fire. The fireman managed to put out. Put out meaning to extinguish something that is burning. कोई भी चीज जो जल रहा था उसे बुझाना की प्रक्रिया को बोलते हैं put out the fire. Is it clear? So put out will be the correct answer. Next, the pupil were asked to write dash his name on the front page of the exercise book.
Sir,
Write down.
Down.
The people were asked to write down his name. Okay, very good. This one was easy. Number 20, the last one. The teacher found many mistakes in my composition when she went dash it.
Through it.
True.
What do you mean by went through it?
While going, sir, while she was
Going
reading,
across it, she was
Yes,
reading
when she
the.
read it, she found that there were many mistakes.
sir, in simple words,
Now
by
tell me,
going by my passage.
yes. Now tell me one thing, since the time is not much. When do you have your language tests? When do you have your language test? Hurry up, tell me. Will we get means one more class for practice?
Yes, sir. Tomorrow is our class.
Okay, okay. So tomorrow we'll continue with the rest of the 10 questions. There are still 10 more questions, and I will give you some more questions so that we can discuss and practice. Thank you, children. Have a very good day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.